check, making sure the sound's going. So today, if you're just logging in, we're going to slow it right down from yesterday. We did lots of dynamic movement with both your yoga session and your strength session with Jack. So today, we're just like really nice and deep into the forearms and the wrists and the calves, and do just a really beautiful release to make sure there's no tension that you have there before you go into more of a strength session with Jack. How much time do we have?
30 seconds, and we can start.
Alright, so just getting yourself sorted, making sure that you have your mat and you've arranged everything. Maybe you're getting your playlist going, get some beats going, something a bit more chill and slowed down today. Alright, so as always, we're going to get started with some breath work. So if you'd like to sit on something, you can grab a pillow or a block and sit on that. Yeah. And then just finding your comfortable seat. So Sukhasana just means easy sitting position. And we'll simply link our breath with the movement. So the length of your inhalation will be the length of the movement of your arms up overhead. So this is inhale. And then exhale, hands touch. We're drawing the hands down through heart center. And for the full breath out, the hands move down through center. So the most basic vinyasa we can find here. So we'll inhale, turn the palms up, big breath in. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Full breath out. So we'll start to count the breath. So palms turn up. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one. Inhale, 5. And exhale, 5. Meeting with the hands at heart center, so the thumbs right at the center of the sternum. As the eyes close down, just feeling that any distraction in the mind and if these extra thoughts just dissolve, becoming fully present for your session today. Maybe choosing an intention for your practice, just one word that you'd like to embody throughout this 30-minute session, or that you'd like to cultivate. And let's lean forward. If you have anything underneath you, just toss that to the side, and we'll make our way onto all fours. So we have the hands down underneath your shoulders and the knees underneath your hips. And we'll start with cat-cow. So we inhale and open through the chest, big breath in. And then exhale, curl to round. Some of you might have more of a dynamic cat-cow. If you know that kind of barreling cat-cow position, you can do these more spiral-like actions. So just finding a dynamic cat-cow-like movement in your body. And if you're going in one direction, let's do another one there. And then spiraling around in the other direction. Just loosening out through the thoracic spine. And then we'll come back through center. Making sure that the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. We'll take a big breath in, and straight away take your right hand around. So we've done this one before. We'll see if we can grab a hold of the inside of the left thigh, maybe your pants. Pressing into your left hand, you're opening your chest. And we'll just be there for a final breath in. And leaning back into that one as you exhale. The right arm will reach up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're placing the back of your right arm down on the floor. So this is where we get into our forearm release. The forearm is down, the elbow is right underneath the shoulder. You're walking your knees in. I like to use my left knee on the right forearm. So see how you go. With this one, you want to step the knee pretty close into the elbow crease, and then you can draw circles with the knee. It's a really nice forearm release there. I like to keep the left toes tucked under, and then open and close the hand. So huge movements, even like a strumming action, like strumming the heart with the fingertips. Okay, so making sure that the knee is moving in both circular directions. We'll just take another breath there. And then move the knee down. So now we're in the middle of your forearm. We're doing the same thing. So we're strumming with the fingers, you're circling with your knee, and just applying a therapeutic amount of pressure. So just making sure that it feels like you're still in a therapeutic range. You're not mashing the forearm too firmly. Okay, and then we go really close towards the wrist, but not on the wrist. A little bit more delicate here, so lighter pressure. Still opening and closing the wrist for a final breath out. And then let's release the knee, sweep your right arm underneath, and we'll go for this shoulder stretch. The left hand presses down to the floor. We'll lean back this time. The left arm reaches forward towards the front of your mat, and then like you're crawling your left hand over towards the right, press down into the fingers and see if you can get into your side waist a little more. Left hip away from left fingertips, left side body long, full breath out. And then left hand plants down to the floor, and we'll reach the right arm all the way to the ceiling. Big breath in, and exhaling right hand down to the mat. All right, other side, so left arm reaches to the ceiling, big breath. We'll go straight into the bind, so the left thumb turns down. We're reaching around, seeing if you can grab a hold of the inside of the right thigh, or maybe you're grabbing a hold of a piece of your pants. You're leaning forward, pushing into your right hand, and moving your chest towards the ceiling. Doing your best to keep your hips level, both feet anchored. Final breath in as you spin up. Exhale, leaning back into the rotation. Left arm to ceiling. And then we'll take the left elbow down underneath your shoulder. So walking your knees in if you need to, and placing your right knee, at least that's what I'm using, on my left forearm. So just choose, doesn't really matter which one you go for. And then as you circle through the knee, you're opening and closing your hand. You might be surprised about how much tension there is in the forearm. So just go nice and slow. Let's move down to the middle part of the forearm. So just opening and closing the palm. Making sure that the breath stays nice and slow and deep. And then last one there, so bring the knee all the way down towards the wrist. Much more delicate here, so we're going slow and nice and soft. Okay. You can also move the knee forward and back, so it feels like a cross axe kind of movement. That one's also good, especially down here at the wrist. Just find that final exhale there. Trying to open the hand while maintaining pressure. Then we release the knee back and slide the left arm underneath. So left shoulder comes down, right hand plants down. We're leaning back and opening the chest to the ceiling. You could stay here, trying to maintain the shoulders stacked. If you're moving on, the right arm reaches forward and starts to walk over to the left. So having a look up to the ceiling, just find nice deep breaths into the back of your shoulder blades. Pressing into the left forearm, so the underside arm, and imagining trying to pull it back towards you. Final exhale. The right hand comes down, left arm reaches to the ceiling, just a big breath. Leaning back so that the chest is nice and open. And exhale, left hand comes to the floor. All right, so we'll get into the calves now. With this one, the right knee comes out to the side, and you're going to slide your left heel or your right heel behind your left knee. So you've slid the heel in, right? You're right behind your knee, and you're sitting back. Okay, so your hands can be on the floor. I would suggest the hands to be out to the side. If you can't sit back, that's too much knee flexion for you, or it doesn't quite work, you can always place a block underneath your left foot with this one. Again, there's quite a lot of sensation here. So let's, with the right toes, draw big circles. The amount that you sit back determines how strong this release is. So if it's feeling really strong, yeah, just a small amount of pressure on your heel. Okay. Final breath of this first spot, a huge breath in. And then nice and soft in the face as you lean into it, the depth of the release, sitting back. All right, we come forward, let's move the heel down. We're going to the middle of the calf. Again, we can circle there through the right toes. The other one that feels good is a side-to-side movement, so weight in your right hand and then weight in the left. Let's try a couple of those ones. Yeah, and then we come back through center once more. Let's engage the toes. So this one, let's point the toes, breath in. And then exhale, soft face, soft eyes as you sit back. Full breath out. All right, last spot, move the heel down. We're sitting back, getting a little bit closer towards the Achilles tendon, and then just find your favorite technique. So that might be side to side, that might be point and flex of right foot or circles. And then we're finding a big breath in. Remembering using the power of exhale to find your own depth. So take a breath, soft eyes, soft mouth, and then exhale, sit back. Staying relaxed. All right, placing the hands down. Let's tuck the toes under. We'll press back to down dog after that one. And stretch your calves out. So rising high up onto the left toes as you bend the left knee. And then lengthen the left heel to the floor. Try to stretch the calf down to the mat. And then inhale, rise up to the toes. Right heel down, back of right leg long. And last one. And exhale. We'll keep the left heel reaching to the mat, right knee bending, and just hold there for 3. Stretching long, try to press your knee back, engage your quad. 2. It's even like you're trying to lift your toes off the mat. So you're flexing your foot. And let's bring both knees down to the mat for the other side. So we bring the left knee out to the side. This time you're hooking your left heel right in behind the right knee and then sitting back. So the knee comes out to the side. And then we're doing a little side to side movement. Circling through the left ankle, pointing and flexing. So final breath in, and then as you exhale, lean back. So lots of tension in the calves after so much work the last few days. All that jumping yesterday. And let's come forward and bring your heel down slightly. So you're bringing the weight back into the heels, circles, side to side. And whenever we do this type of work, there's like an attitude that goes with it. We're really trying to soften. Right, visualizing all of that tension dissolving underneath the pressure of the heel. And find a final breath in and exhale, leaning back. So rather than bracing against that sensation, we're leaning into it, nice and soft. Okay, and then final spot, we draw the heel down. We're sitting back and then pointing or flexing, maybe that side to side action. Take our final breath. So let's all point the toes here. Find a big breath in. And then leaning into your depth. So you're sitting your weight back towards your heel. Nice soft eyes, soft mouth. All right, and release. Both hands come forward. Let's tuck the toes under, come back into downward facing dog. Once more, we'll bend the left knee, try to reach the right heel to the floor. Rise up onto both toes, right knee bends, left heel down. So we'll just do side to side for a couple breaths here. And then let's reach the right heel to the floor and pause there. So real intention to reach the right heel down to the mat, flex the toes. If you're feeling quite open, you want to reach your right sits bone up in the opposite direction. So it feels like you're doing cow pose in down dog. Using the glutes and lifting the sits bones to the ceiling. It's a subtle movement, but if you're doing that, you'll definitely feel the stretch all the way up the back chain. Hold there for a final exhale. All right, back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, walk your hands back to your feet. We'll take the feet as wide as the mat, pull the mat apart. As you inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, sitting down into Malasana. So it's like a yogi squat at the back of the mat. Sometimes this is a challenging shape. It's okay if your heels are off the floor, right? If you have a block, you can always add that underneath your glutes to sit on. Bringing the right arm out in front of right shin, we'll use the left hand and just pulse the left knee out. So just little presses, left knee moving away from your ribs. Okay, final exhale there, leaning back, maybe you're even looking up and over the left shoulder. And then we'll come back through center and other side. So we take the left arm out in front of left shin, right hand pushes the right knee away. Little pulses there. Yeah, leaning back, opening through the chest. We'll decide the final breath as you peel the chest and heart open. And back through center. So meeting in a forward fold. At the end of that one, you can interlace your elbows and fold down. Feel free to bend your knees a lot. The goal with forward folding is not to get your legs straight, right? Really, you're trying to lengthen through your spine. So feel free to get your knees bent and your chest sealed on your thighs. And then once that's comfortable, keep the seal of the belly on the thighs, push into the heels, and just adding these micro movements as the legs start to lengthen. Okay, final couple breaths there. And I'll hand it over to Jack. Let's switch elbows. If you're grabbing hold of opposite elbows or crossing your arms. And that's your movement release session for today, guys. So thank you.
Okay guys, so we're going to slow it down a little bit as Monica's mentioned. Working on upper body strength today. And for today's Prepare Like a Pro program, we've got 2 parts. So part A, we're going to work on the clock, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And we're going to work through 3 exercises for 4 rounds. The first exercise, hand release push-ups. We're going into a wide, so outside shoulder width grip. Second exercise, regular push-ups. We're going to go in close, so in line with our shoulders, nice and narrow, elbows in. And then bridge walks, where we're working on our whole body connection, so feet are together, knees are together, and we're walking up to our plank and then down to our bridge. That's 1 round. We go back to the start, back to the hand release push-ups and through. So 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. Unlike yesterday where we're going for repetition and for dynamic movement and trying to get a lot of volume, today we're going to work on strength. So I want you to really slow the movement down and control your body weight for the work. And try and work on your body position, so focusing on keeping your core engaged, nice alignment with your posture, and maintaining good posture throughout the whole movement. Part B, we're going to work on the clock again, but this time it's on the minute, so 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest. Same thing, we're working on control. We're going to do some side-ups, so some oblique sling work in a side plank position, some shoulder taps, so we're tapping the opposite shoulder, working on hip control, so try not to break the hips. And then we're going to finish with a plank where we're forward and back lean, so we're working on not extending our back. So a little bit of core work in the second part. All right, let's start, guys. So this is your first day and first workout with us. We do always start our workouts with 15 minutes of yoga with Monica and then a 15-minute workout with myself. We're going to start with the 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. With the hand release push-ups, I'm just going to raise my hands when my chest is on the ground. My hands come off the floor. When they hit the floor, I drive into the top of my push-up. Okay, ready, set, and go for it. Try and get the chest to hit the ground first, then the hips, and then drive up. Keep that slow and controlled on the way down. Controlling your body weight. Last rep. So I'm focusing on keeping the whole body in one line, and I want the chest hitting the ground first before the hips. Ready, set, and go. Number 2, normal push-ups. Elbows in. Make sure you're leaning forward. Last one. Good. We're going into the bridge walks next. Squeeze the feet together and the knees together. This one, 2, 1. Starting in a bridge. Pop up to your plank. Down to your bridge. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the heels together. One more. Rest. Now we're going back to the start, so hand release push-ups into round 2. 2 or 4 rounds. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Chest before hips, hands up, drive. Last one. Good. Bring the hands in a little bit for the push-ups. And this time my elbow pits are face forward, so my elbows are wrapped in towards my ribs. 2, 1, go. If you're starting to lose your control, bring the knees to the ground, keep the tempo. Good, rest. Into the bridge walks. Remember, we want the whole body engaged with the bridge walks. Don't want to be sloppy through the hips, so your hips are moving side to side. Try and keep engaged. From heel up to the shoulders. Last one. Good. Halfway for part A. Back to those hand release push-ups. Remember, hands a little bit wider, outside your shoulder width. 2, 1, go for it. One more. Hands come in line with the shoulders. Remember to wrap those elbows in so they're beside the ribs. 2, 1, go. Last one. Into the bridge walks, focusing on that activation throughout the whole body. 2, 1, go. Squeeze those heels. Last one. Boom. Good. Final round. Starting to get a little bit of fatigue now, so really important. Focus on your breath. Breathe through every breath. Good. Hands come in, shoulder width. Bring those elbow pits forward. We're targeting a lot more of the triceps with the narrow push up. 2, 1, go. Last one for part A, bridge walks. whole body engaged here. 2, 1, go. Don't go sloppy in the hips. Squeeze the heels, squeeze the knees. Keep tight. Very good. Awesome. So a 30-second breather. Then we're going to go into part B. I'm just going to demo part B, the movements, because there's a couple in there that you may not have done before. Side ups. We've got 2 rounds for part B. So side ups, we're going to do the one side for the first part, for the first round. And then obviously on the next round, that's when you'll get the other side. So no change over, just one side at a time. So for side ups, you can do them 2 ways. On your elbows, coming up, like that. Or more progressed. If you want a bit more of a challenge, a little bit more range, hips come to the ground and drive up. That's side ups. The shoulder taps, I'm tapping, I'll show you from the front on, I'm tapping my opposite shoulder with my thumb, and then coming down. And then for the plank forward lean, I'll do a side view. I'm here, elbow stays straight, I lean into my toes, and then lean back. So just preventing my lower back from arching the whole time, so you're staying engaged through the core, pushing through the ground, keeping the arms straight. So there's our 3 exercises to finish. Give the upper body a good hit today. So we'll start on the side ups. I'm going to start with my right hand on the mat. I'm going to give the full version a go. 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Ten seconds. Time, very good. Okay, to the other side. 10 seconds rest. Here we go, 3, 2, 1 on my left arm now. Five seconds. Time, very good. Okay, and then we're going to alternate now to our shoulder taps and then move to our plank forward lean. Back to the shoulder taps and then back to the plank forward lean. So like the bridge walks, I want to keep that whole body engaged with these 2. Starting with the shoulder taps. Ready, set, go. Tap the opposite shoulder, minimal movement through my hips. Keeping a forward lean into my arms, challenging that straight arm strength. Okay, we're going to now go to plank forward lean, guys. So remember, we're going to rock our body weight forward and then control our body weight back. Spread your fingers, Ready, set, and go. Heels together, spread the fingers, lean forward onto the toes, and then drop back. We're just going to keep this motion forward and back for the 40 seconds. My elbow pits like with the push-ups in part A. My elbow pits are facing forward, so my elbows are facing my heels. Keep tight through your core. Very good. Well, I can feel that day 2 kicking in with the abs. If anyone did the day 2 as a good ab workout, I can still feel my abs are recovering. All right, we're going now back into the shoulder taps. Really important those hips aren't moving side to side. Try and keep control of those. Ready, set, go. Each time one hand comes off the floor, squeeze those heels together. The whole body's active here. If it's easy for you, lean more body weight into the arms. If it's getting challenging, you can drop the knees to the ground. Very good. Last exercise for the program, day 4. Nearly done. That forward and back motion now with our plank position. Okay, we go. Let's set the fingers, spread the fingers, up on the toes, heels squeeze together. Wrap those elbows so they're facing your heels and elbow pits facing forward. Squeeze the knees, squeeze the glutes. Keep active throughout the whole body. Good, guys. And rest and done. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for joining us today for day 4 of the Prepare Like a Pro program. Remember to enter the competition to win a month's worth of online training with myself. All you need to do is take a selfie at the end of this photo, hashtag Prepare Like a Pro, and post it on your social media streams to enter. At the end of the 20 days, we'll pick a winner. For any of the videos, this is day 4, and going forward, any of the videos, you can get a free link so you can do the workouts as often as you like. All you need to do is just subscribe to my website, jackmclean.com.au. All right, guys, enjoy the day. Beautiful sunny day out there. Let's get amongst it. Cheers. Sammy Thompson. Oh, I missed the sun's on. Matty walks. See you guys.